We're on verse 19 of Parashara.
19 to 22?
Yeah.
If Rahu and the sun are there in the Navamsha of the Atmakarka planet, the native will have fear from snakes.
Okay.
The sun and Rahu joining Swamsha indicate death due to snake venom.
So it's Sarpa Nidanam, destruction. Nidanam is destruction. Destruction through snakes. And modern authors have translated that some as destruction due, I'm saying destruction to snakes, but it's problems from poisons. We look at that as cancer, chemotherapy, being poisoned by bad water, all these kind of diseases that because we don't get bit by snakes anymore. But so instead people are getting cancers and chemo and all kinds of other poisons in other ways. So it's the same, it's the same Rahu-Sun combination.
It has to be the combination.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, what did you say, sun and what?
Sun and Rahu.
Sun and Rahu.
In the Navamsha of the Atmakarka planet.
In Swamsha. It could be Atmakarka planet, it could be Navamsha Lagna. If it's in the 7th house of the Navamsha, then your partner dies of this. Do you see? So it's Swamsha. If we want to look, all these same combinations in the 7th house of the Navamsha will be that combination to our partner. So you have this combination in the 7th house, the partners, I mean, they're not going to die of a snake bite in America, but most likely they'll have some type of cancer problem, or they're going to work with poisons or things of this nature. Rahu in general is poisons. And in our modern medicine, most of our medicines are poisons. And so Rahu indicates allopathic medicine very heavily. Antibiotics, they kill.
Yes.
It's a poison that's supposed to kill the bad things. So it's very Rahu based. Okay, Parashara.
In case there is the aspect of a benefic, there will be no fear, but the aspect of a malefic, there will bring his death through serpents.
Okay, so whether that combination is going to kill you or not, it's going to depend on benefic or malefic aspect.
And Johnny says, if a benefic aspects, this will not happen.
Yeah, it's more. One more verse. Add. Go ahead, Johnny. 1:2:25.
Oh, if the aforesaid combination is aspected conjoined by a benefic, the native is a doctor handling poisonous drugs and curing venom afflictions.
Okay, Parashara.
If Rahu and the sun occupy benefic Shadvargas, being in Kārakāṁśa, the native will be a doctor treating poisonous afflictions.
So if it's well placed, the person actually treats these poisonous things. Not well placed, then the person gets it. Let's go back to Parashara.
Okay.
If there is the aspect of Mars.
If there is the aspect of Mars on the conjunction of Rahu and the sun, and other planets do not aspect it, the native will burn either his own house or that of others.
Mars alone aspecting joining the combination of Rahu and Sun indicates a person who will burn the houses of others.
Don't have that person move into your house. You can set up a thing for landlords just to look for that in people's charts.
Yeah.
There are really people out there that are like that.
They just,
But Rahu and Sun need to be associated.
Rahu Sun together. Now it's saying Rahu Sun with an aspect of Mars. But what ends up happening is we have to be flexible. It could be Rahu, Mars, and trines. It could be Sun and Mars with Rahu aspecting. So we have to, it's giving us a general. We have to be flexible with the combinations. All these combinations, we got to be very flexible with them. We have to understand what they mean and be able to see their combinations, their sambandhas, the way they connect in different ways.
So it doesn't have to be a Sun-Rahu conjunction. It could be a...
Jaimini's giving us that as the exact one.
Okay.
Jaimini and Parashara.
Then it is a conjunction.
They're giving us that exact one. But you'll see that that'll play out in other ways that they combine.
Right.
That there'll be connections with fire and things being burned and...
Okay. If the aspect is of Mercury, the said effects will not be caused.
Okay, and
Let's see, Mercury.
yeah, Gemini doesn't have the Mercury here. But what does Gemini say instead?
The Venus aspecting.
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Venus aspecting such a fire hazard combination produces a firefighter, or the fire may not occur at all.
So Venus shows the firefighter. Why?
Because it is water.
It's water. It's the water element. So Venus puts out the fire. So the Venus aspect is the firefighter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And go ahead, Parashara.
if Rahu and the Sun are in the Navamsha of the Atmakaraka planet in a malefic sign and are aspected by Jupiter, the native will burn neighboring house, while the aspect of Venus will not cause such an event.
Okay, so Jupiter makes them burn someone else's house instead of their own.
Wow.
Why?
Now, is this Rashi aspect or Graha, or both? Forget.
It's Sambandha,
Okay.
meaning connection.
Okay.
In the Navamsha, it's going to be in trines. In Rashi, it's going to be more Graha, Rashi type aspects. Okay, Gemini.
Why does Jupiter make want somebody?
Hold on, first let Gemini tell.
Jupiter aspecting the fire hazard combination instead of Venus indicates one who will set fire to his own house or that of a neighbor.
I don't know. Maybe the Akash Tattva was not good, so you decided to burn your neighbor's house down. I don't know. But Jupiter is not helping us in that situation. He's actually aiding to burn the house down.
Because he's with Rahu, maybe that's why Jupiter Rahu combination.
The Jiva Marana connection.
And Sun is giving the fire.
Yeah. There we go. So people are dying through fire.
What do you call it?
Good thought.
The Jiva what?
Jupiter and Rahu together show dying, death, murder, these kind of things.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about that at the beginning of class? And he just noticed that connection with the fire is showing that someone else's house is burned. And that there's murder or dying happening through that way. Loss of life happening according to that. So, okay.
Okay. 23 to 24?
They're a little mixed up here, so just go ahead and read the whole verse.
23, 24?
Yeah.
If in the Navamsha of an Atmakaraka planet is placed Gulika, and if it is aspected by full moon, the native will either get his wealth stolen by a thief, or he will himself be a thief. If Gulika is there, but no planet aspects it, the native will either give poison to others, or will himself die of poisoning. The aspect of Mercury on it will give the native large testicles. There is no doubt about it.
Says that?
The large testicles show diseases related to the testicles. Yeah.
Like they're swollen.
Yeah.
Should I read that part in Jamini that corresponds to this?
Go ahead and... Yeah, there's a few verses that are out of order, so just go ahead and read until we've covered all of this material.
Okay, so I just go Saturn and Rahu.
Just read the next few verses.
Okay. If Saturn and Rahu are in Swamsha, the native is either a seller or consumer of betel leaves,
Betel leaves,
and other aphrodisiacs. The moon...
So Saturn and Rahu together sells aphrodisiacs. Interesting, that's the combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Saturn is kind of a austere.
Not when he's hanging out with Rahu, apparently.
Brings out his perverted side.
Should I read the moon?
Yeah, keep going, keep
The
going.
moon in the fourth from Swamsha produces a sailor. The aspect of Venus or the moon in the fourth will surely produce a sailor or navigator. Gulika in Swamsha makes the person consume poison or poison others.
Okay. That's the same as Prashra had said here.
Moon aspecting joining Gulika in Swamsha indicates theft or receipt of stolen wealth.
Okay, so we have the Gulika creates poisoning. When it's connected to the moon, it's creating theft and stolen wealth.
Gulika with Rahu creates poison?
With moon.
Oh, with
moon
moon.
connected to it.
What's going
With moon it creates...
Gulika is one of those points. It's an upagraha.
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 It's a upagraha that you'll see in the chart. If you use the J Hora charts, it'll calculate that for you. It's G. What is it? They write it as a little G.
J Hora.
Oh, J Hora.
G. What do they write it?
Oh, GK.
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 GK in the chart.
Isn't he the son of... Is
Saturn.
Gulika the son of
Yeah.
Saturn?
Yeah.
Mercury aspecting joining Gulika in Swamsha indicates hydrocele in similar diseases of the private parts.
So Mercury's connection with Gulika creates problems of the private parts.
So next is K2. You have K2?
Yeah, well, yeah, she
25 to
does.
29.
So these two verses, here, Jaimini mentioned about the moon in the fourth, makes a sailor. We'll see that Parashara has that in a few verses ahead. But do you see how everything is the same, still so far?
Okay. Effects of the aspects of Ketu in Kārakāṁśa. If Ketu be in the Navamsha of an Atmakaraka planet, and, excellent of the Brahmins, he is there aspected by a malefic, the native will contract diseases of ears, or will have his ears pierced.
Okay, now there's a little different translation to ears pierced here. Guruji's translation is a little bit more accurate.
Okay.
K2 aspecting conjoining Swamsha results in a perforation of the eardrums or other ear ailments.
So it's saying the word is actually saying the auditory passage and karna roga, ear disease. So K2 is affliction in the Navamsha showing ear disease.
Karna is ear.
Karna.
Karna.
Yeah. So if you see an afflicted K2 in the Navamsha Lagna, there we have a problem that has some type of ear problems. Is the situation. It has to be afflicted though.
With the sun afflicted?
Not too much. Yeah.
What is with the Lord of the Lagna, the Vamsha Lagna?
Then it's not. Then it's going to be supported.
Oh.
Yeah. So it won't be afflicted. So go ahead to the next verse, Parashara.
If there is the aspect of Venus on this combination, the native will be initiated into religious order. He will...
Okay, that's good.
Venus conjoining aspecting K2 in Swamsha produces asceticism and religious learnings. He may be initiated into a religious order.
It's dikshata is the word they're using there. Diksha, one who has initiation.
Are these
Dikshata.
Rashi aspects or Graha aspects? Or both?
It's Sambandha.
Sambandha.
Yeah, mostly it's going to be trines in the Navamsha. The thing is, if we see this in the... As I said, we have to be very flexible to this. If we see it in the Rashi, it's going to show the physical level. If we're seeing it in the Navamsha, it's going to show the internal level.
So in trines, you consider that an aspect, even if it's
In Navamsha.
in Navamsha, even if it's
even
not a
yeah.
Rashi or Graha
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's another level. Yeah.
As I said, you've got to be very flexible. These can be used in multiple ways, but we got to understand what the combinations that the Venus K2 connection is creating initiation. It's creating dikshata, somebody who's into a religious order.
So basically, when we look at Navamsha, we should be looking at trines.
Mostly. Yeah.
So if you have K2 and Venus and
If you look at how the Navamsha is calculated, it's based on trines.
Right.
Yeah.
One question. If we look at the trines
Uh-huh.
from the Kārakāṁśa,
Uh-huh.
and there is no planet there,
hmm
do I look at the dispositive of the Rashi?
Just look at look at the actual sign.
Look at the sign.
hmm And the Lord ruling it, but just that planet that rules the sign. You don't have to go and follow where it is. But just for example, Kārakāṁśa in Leo, Sun we'll see later makes people into music. So Kārakāṁśa in Leo, the person has a soul desire to do music.
Right.
Okay. So in that way,
Right, but trine from that.
Trine from that is going to, if the Navamsha Lagna has Venus and the 5th house has Ketu, that makes somebody into a dikshata, somebody who has initiation into a religious order. Okay.
Freedom, is this the trines that is this trines?
159. 159. And then you take your Kārakāṁśa and you look at 159 from that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like if it is not in from.
Yeah. Any planet 159 will be affecting it relative to the trine, relative to the different level of that trine. First level, though, is to understand the planet, and then we'll start seeing the multiple ways we can see the connection. But we got to understand first, before we start seeing the manifold ways. But then if you don't know any of the combinations, you won't remember it. But now if you remember that it's Venus and Ketu that make somebody into initiation, dikshata, somebody who's been initiated into religious order. That's our first step. Then we can look at the different ways to see it. Okay, and at what level they got initiation. Did they just go get initiation because everyone else was getting initiation and they wanted to fit in? That's definitely from the Aruda Lagna. So where are we now? Venus, religious order. He will certainly
be devoid of valor if there is an aspect of Mercury and the Sun.
Devoid of valor. Okay.
Both, it has to be Mercury and the Sun, or one or the other.
This is what this is saying. Let's see what Gemini says.
So we just finished Venus and Ketu, now it goes to Mercury and Saturn.
Well, yeah, but here he's saying, you see, we find slight differences. Here it's saying Mercury and Saturn. Here it says Mercury and Sun.
So this is both Mercury and Saturn conjoining aspecting Ketu and Swamsha indicates impotency.
Okay, so this lack of valor, like we have the word vigor. It can mean like having a lot of energy. It can also mean potency. So it's kind of saying that this, and I think that the Sun is not correct here. Sometimes Saturn is called Ravi Putra. You know, so my suggestion, my feeling is that this Mercury Mercury Saturn is more correct. In Gemini he's saying Buddha Shani.
So you think it was a mistake in translation?
No, because Parashara is saying Buddha Arka. So Arka is the Sun. But who knows where the mistake crept in. But we see that there's a similarity back and forth between these guys. So by the fact that it's Mercury and Saturn that generally give impotency, I lean more towards that being the correct concept that's coming down to us. But we'll go a little farther.
Okay.
Next verse.
If Mercury and Venus aspect it, he will be the son of a female slave, or of a female remarried. There is no doubt in it.
Okay.
Both Mercury and Venus aspecting Ketu indicates a mimic or a talkative person, or one born to a maidservant concubine.
Okay. So the word here is Dasi Putra. And like in English we say son of a bitch. What does that really mean? Does somebody really saying that you're the son of a female dog, or it's just, or they're calling your mother a female dog, or here it's like saying you son of the maidservant.
Like a son
Low
of
class.
a low class person.
Yeah. So whether they mean exactly or not, I'm not sure. But it has that connotation. I'm sure the combination could also make somebody born out of wedlock or, with someone of that nature.
Okay.
That's one I haven't had an example to experience, to tell you from personal experience as of yet. Maybe somebody can find somebody who was born, who their father slept with the secretary, and they're offspring of that, and we can look at their Navamsha and see if this combination exists. Okay, next verse.
Okay. If there is the aspect of Saturn, he will do penance or be a servant.
Okay, that's tapasvi there. Or servant. Somebody who does extreme spiritual practice or servant, depending on the strength of Saturn.
Saturn aspecting the Venus and Ketu in Swamsha produces a tapasvi, one who undertakes powerful religious penances, or a servant.
Okay, this next verse is important.
The aspect of Saturn only will make the person a pseudo-ascetic. Oh.
That doesn't sound like too much, but over here we see Jaimini says,
Saturn alone aspecting Ketu in Swamsha indicates that the native is a fraud in the garb of a sannyasi.
So a tapasvi, tapasvi yoga is Saturn, Venus, and Ketu. Saturn, Venus, and Ketu. And if it's just Saturn and Ketu, it's not a full sannyas yoga. The person just dresses like a sannyasa. Venus has to be involved to be a sannyasa. I think, was it the chart we were looking at with yours today?
Yeah.
The woman has Saturn and Ketu, but Venus is not in the combination.
Right.
So she might dress spiritual, but she's not a sannyas. So the difference between somebody who just dresses like it and somebody who actually is.
So would you look to see that Venus has some association with the placement of Saturn and Ketu?
Yeah, it's Saturn, Venus, and Ketu have to be, all three have to be involved for a real sannyas. If the person hasn't given up sexuality, then how much of a sannyas are they?
Right.
Yeah.
And we were looking in the Rashi though.
In the Rashi, we'll show the external. The Navamsha will show the internal. And for a complete, somebody to go become a monk or to take diksha in order, they will need both Navamsha, and they will need a sannyas yoga to happen both in Navamsha and Rashi. And Sanjay always yells at people because they look for the sannyas yogas just in the Rashi. And just in the Rashi is just a physical thing. They might do some physical things like a sannyas, but are they a real sannyas? You have to see it in the Navamsha as well.
Robert Koch did that whole explanation of Britney Spears' K2 Venus.
She has that in
Saturn. She has it
in the Rashi.
in the Rashi.
So she does a lot of spiritual stuff. I don't know personally. I don't know.
Yes. I don't know. Never
We don't know
heard.
her personal life, but
Well, she may be like
Will
a
be like-
devotee to her art. I mean, she may give up everything.
devotee
just
to her art, and who knows what will happen when that yoga gets activated. I mean, you got Madonna studying yoga and Kabbalah right now, so you know when that sannyas yoga gets activated, she'll be doing something really spiritual. And but you know, will she really be somebody who goes off and is really spiritual? No, because it's not in the Vamsha. Okay, Venus and the Sun, right?
Venus and the Sun, aspecting this combination, will make the native a servant of the king. O Brahmin, thus are told briefly the effects of the Kārakāṁśas.
If the Sun and Venus aspect conjoin Kārakāṁśa, royal assignment, government political office is surely indicated.
So Sun and Venus connect a person into politics. Okay, Guruji has, Sun and Venus in his 5th house of the Rashi. We were just talking about how into politics he is.
Oh.
So, but you see, he's not into politics himself. It's not in the Navamsha. He doesn't have the political, he's not out there in politics. He doesn't have that ability to go out and be a politician, but he has this interest in it. Okay, so we can see how these combinations, they're making us understand the combination. And then it applies from different places, in different ways, relative to what we're looking at it from. Okay? If he had it in the Navamsha 5th, he'd probably be a politician.
I need to go, excuse me.
Okay. Oh, so someone else has to be Jaimini. Someone else have Jaimini sutras with them.
I have to like.
Here, I have a
Yeah.
copy.
Okay.
Somebody want to read
So Jaimini, we're on page 39. But so do you see the similarity between these
I do,
texts? It's
I do.
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good
In,
exercise to
in
go
later
back and
chapters, there's a lot of difference, but there's like totally different. He's teaching different things in Parashara, but if they're agreeing this much here, then
forth. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no basis for the argument that
they're
separate.
separate
Yeah.
schools.